I know I'll fall, but I'll grow. I'm walking down this road of mine, this road that I call home. Am I wrong for thinking that we could be something for real? Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, no, am I wrong? Saying that I choose another way. No, 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 no. You're telling me the same people that used to rape their daughters for sport built a country and I'm a loser if I don't follow their rules? What are you talking about? Bruh, come on. I was thinking about it. I was like, these people worship like American society, but they also recognize American society was founded by Satanists and pedophiles. It was like maybe their rules kind of suck. You ever thought about that? Batman. You hear that ding, that dong dong dong, Batman? That's a big metal bar that fell off my car, Batman. It's just hanging out. There's a tornado coming. So I'm gonna go see if anybody's at the lawn. Oh no, it makes a loud scratching noise, Batman. God, a woman told, like a 25-year-old girl told me that her boyfriend picks her up and chucks her sometimes. And he tells her the only way she's leaving him is with a bullet in her head. And she says she can't do anything because he has her phone tapped. Like anything she does on her phone is reroutes to his phone. And I'm like, fuck, I don't know what to tell you, man. Did you have a good summer? did you go see the 4th of July at least? She's like, yeah. And she's just standing next to me, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. I'm like, well, hopefully I can get a grant, and I'll get a bunch of land, and I don't care if you show up. I'll build you a shed. You can come. You and your 3-year-old son can come sit. I'll build you a shed. You can save up, buy your own land. And then she just kind of wandered away when I said I had to go. And I know that feeling of needing help and nobody can help. So I called the cops and I was like, is there anything you can do? And he's like, well, implying that she's probably lying about what he's doing. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? How did you get a career bullshitting? So anyway, I ain't trying to do what everybody else doing. Just because everybody doing what they all do. Remember this place, guys? Now we're gonna get hit with like a shit ton of hail, I was told. Hail, you say? Oh, hello, new camera. I'm just doing my laundry. If one thing I know, I'll fall, but I'll grow. I'm walking down this road of mine. Homeless? Am I wrong? Saying that I choose another way. No, 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 no. Holy crap, Lois. What are we gonna do with all this? It's all wet, too. Maybe I should have parked my car. Oh, you know what I can do? I'll go get a fucking, a kajigger. Howdy. Using my noggin. This is how you do it one-handed, fellas. Pay attention. Bam. All this moldy clothes getting washed and my bedding. Let me put my flash on. So, storm is, it's headed straight for where the camper is, but I've moved back to central Vermont for the night. So I don't know what I'm gonna come back to when I get back up there. I don't know what it's gonna look like. I've realized that I function the best when I'm able to drive long distances and then watch an emotional movie. If I can watch a good movie after a long drive, that feeling of clarity after the movie ends, plus the drive, and I'm a completely normal, sentient human being. If not, I tend to take the personality of my abusers as if it's like an infection that's like constantly seeping into my own consciousness, where I look back at the voice and the way that I speak and all this, and I'm like, that's not even me. Like when I go back through my live streams, it's not even me. That's not my personality. It's not me. It's the people that abused me. Like a parasite I can't get out. And I become it. It just won't go away. It's like right when I wake up in the morning too, I have like a couple thoughts and then all of a sudden the other thing takes over. And I don't know what it is. But if I fight back, the crows get mad, literally. Like if I just let the thing win, crows never bother me. But as soon as I start to be like conscious, they show up. I heard they raised the prices. Do you know how much?
It's not much.
Alright.
I didn't even notice that they were raised, really.
Alright,
These
cool.
have been $4.75 forever, and the other ones on the other end, the big ones, are $6.75. They've been that way forever. I'm not sure what they really changed.
This one,
Unless it was those new machines over there that they replaced recently.
it's on Facebook. Yeah, do you know if they fixed this one?
I think that the ones on the other end are the ones that'll handle that.
Yeah.
That'll probably bog this thing right down. This thing explains how they've changed the pricing. I think it's just if you select hot water only or something. And it's a different price.
It doesn't seem enough that I can recognize if it's outrageous or not.
Here and there.
I think it's cool. Gotta do what you gotta do in these trying times. I don't really get flashbacks. I don't get flashbacks, I get flash present where the subconsciously, like my mind generates the experience again, and I experience it again as if it's happening right now. But like a backrooms version where it's like dark and degenerated and weird, but it's the same shit. It's like the scene in Smiling Friends where they go to hell and then the demon gets in their face and just yells at them until they punch him in the face. The majority of my laundry is done. Also, I got that that's like worth 200. I got it for 55, and he threw in a condenser mic for USB and a MIDI keyboard without the cord. I'll leave the computer in the car for now. Just gotta make sure I have my money. My money. Now I gotta find my wallet because I know I hit that bitch. It's in my. Is it in my pocket? I tried to talk to the chief of police about. That's the domestic abuse shelter, and there was a woman in the domestic abuse shelter, and her boyfriend was stalking her. When I was playing basketball when I first got here in the winter of 2024. I was just kind of hiding here until the day, and I didn't know what to do during the day. Nobody would get back to me about jobs, so I would kind of hide behind this building and just sit there in the cold. Then I started playing basketball, and then some guy came around, and that's the video. Angry Vermont suburban tries to fight me or something back then. Turns out he was patrolling around where his girlfriend was hiding from him in the domestic abuse shelter. So then that night she came in to do laundry. Or something. No, I had a Kundalini awakening, and then as soon as I had it, some woman ran in and just said, "Have you seen?" and then said my ex's name and then described my ex perfectly, and I said no, and I was like, "Oh really?" Or she said, "Oh really?" and then she walked out, and I was like, "That was weird. Am I supposed to be my ex or something?" So then I activated the Kundalini energy again, and then that man or a girl was just stomping around outside, and I said, "If that's a robot being possessed, make her turn around." And then she turned right around and then stomped back to the window. So I went out and said, "Hey, are you supposed to be in here with me?" And she was like, "Oh, maybe. Do you have a cigarette?" And I said, "I got a vape." So then she came in, I gave her a hit of the vape, and then she left, and then he came in and tried to beat me with a baton. And I fought him for my hatchet, and then threw him on the ground, hit him with the hatchet, chased him out. But it turns out he was just stalking his wife, or his girlfriend, in the domestic abuse place. That's not good. I didn't have all messages on. Was there some other bullshit happening? Some call demons. Well, you could call them wandering souls, or you could call it the enemy, as in just like a challenge and we're in a video game, or you could call it the enemy as in a lower vibrational force. There seems to be a rhyme or reason to the terrible things that happen, so How do you think about maybe 5% of people are actually conscious and the rest are in some type of space that they believe is consciousness, but really it's just that they don't know what they don't know, so they're not fully aware, like they're not aware, they're unconscious that there's a greater level of consciousness that they have not realized. I would argue that you're unable to be cruel if you're actually conscious, because you would understand, you would feel what you do to others as if it was literally happening to you. That's what I feel consciousness is that when you're so aware that your awareness becomes completely aware of others and your influence and impact on them. If you don't see everything as an extension of yourself and are able to feel the pain and the emotions of others, you're not conscious. You're still in fear. Hey man, do you know if we're supposed to put Tide Pods directly in the machine or in the detergent thing?
I'll put the pot on the right side.
Alright.
Mainly this one, I usually put a little bit in this one and then most of it in that one.
I don't know about these.
I don't know what those are.
You know what I'm saying? It's bulk detergent, I'll just throw 2 in. Alright, thank you man. Alright. $7.75 for that. I dropped my West Virginia quarter. It's too bloody hot, man. Clouds are still over us, but there's no heavy hail. Where's the rock-sized hail at, man? You put the whole state in panic. Where you at, brother? Eric, I can see the red on the camera, bro. I can see the red on the camera, dude. Come on. I was a scared orphan child. And I never really know when I'm going to fall back under. I could be deranged for months and I'd have no idea. Because it's shell shock. I just got too many dents in my consciousness now from trauma. Sometimes I'll hunker down into what I need to survive, and then it could be months before I remember that I did that and I let it go, and then I'm normal again. I just live outside my body, man. Howdy, Linda. There's a tornado coming, but I drove like 100 miles south so I could get away from the storm. But we're still gonna get hail out here. I don't know. The Jews are doing some Jew magic or something, and like the wizards are combating it, I think, because there was this huge storm, and then right when it got into right when it gets close to America, suddenly it just kind of dissipates. But they're still saying it's going to be 75-mile-per-hour winds. But they're not saying, they say there's going to be hail the size of rocks, like tiny rock, like 2-inch rocks. I don't know. So I'm going to get some, but not all of it. And then I'm just going to go back up at like 3 in the morning after it's over. And then we'll see if my wood pile, like if it looks like D-Day, like if it looks like Black Ops Zombies Origins, or like the World War II trenches after a bomb goes off with all my scrap wood just all over the place. So the dream I had in February, I think, or maybe it was January, when I said that I need to be on a hillside. You can go back through my post and find it. Where I said I need a hillside in this glowing light, and then I had a dream, or I might have said that that might have been during a live stream, or it was a dream, and then another thing could have been a live stream or during the dream, where I saw myself I was at a computer, and there was just a bunch of people talking shit, and me and an angel were like, what the fuck is wrong with them? So I just like cracked a joke, and then I was like, okay, good night, everybody.
and then it was like sunset, and then I turned the stream off, and I felt like I was quitting live streaming, and then I turned around, or I stood up from and I realized that I wasn't on my phone, I was on a computer, and I was in like a maybe 6 foot by 10, maybe 6 foot by 6 foot room, made completely of wood, like it looked like scrap wood or rustic style, like not finished, like just boards and plywood and like framing, like I thought like a shed, or I thought it was a cabin. And then I step outside, and then it's got a little tiny railing, and then it's got a porch, tiny porch, so maybe it's like 6 by 10, maybe more, maybe like 8 by 15. And then I step out of the door over to my right, so the left side of the cabin, and I sit down, I pick up my guitar, and then I just start playing guitar, and then the camera pans cinematically from me playing the guitar to the view. And the view that I saw is what the view would look like if I cut down the trees on the other side of the garden there, where the hillside is, where the camper is now. So months later, I found that place that I saw in the dream, but there was no camper there, but there was a ramshackle cabin that I was live streaming from a computer on. So now I have the wood. I was just offered railings for the staircase. I could potentially make a staircase with railings. And, I bet they would be, ideally, they'd probably enjoy it more if the camper was gone and everything was gone. But at the very least, if I take the camper out and then I have like a 15 by 8 shack that you can stay in, they could remove it if they want, but it's also like a cool place. So I think that's why I have all that scrap wood, because people just keep giving me materials to build a shack. Somebody's selling for really it's usually $40 for a 4x8 sheet of OSB plywood. Somebody's selling for $60 40 sheets. That's enough to build a house. It's probably going to go fast, and I don't have any money, but potentially I could go back up tomorrow, get the check, and come back down, ratchet strap everything, put it somewhere to hide it, and then take a couple trips up and get all that, and then get a railing. So I could potentially build something up there. I would like a cordless nailer, but those are $400. I don't know how I'd be able to get that. The landscaper has not messaged me back. I don't know. I get that I'm not normal, but I don't think I'm not normal in a bad way. I think people should appreciate me. I think the landscaper should have been excited instead of put off by me saying, name a time and a place and I'll be there. When she said, we're going on a huge property today, we could use you, and you could do a working interview. And I said, name a time and a place. What's a good address? I said, what's a good address and a time, and I'll be there. And she hasn't gotten back to me in days. So I don't know. What up? I'm doing laundry. I went out to the woods and played my guitar at where I was after the bike accident. And I wasn't happy with how it sounded. The energy was very weird, but it's probably just the vape. Do you think there's a chance the landscaper saw your live stream? Usually they have to find my middle name. To be able to find the live stream, usually they need to do the middle name, because there's just the Casey O'Brien is the women's national hockey champion, and then Casey O'Brien is a D1 football player that survived cancer twice. And then there's also a few other Casey O'Briens in the state that are much older. Usually what happens when people Google me is that they find the Casey, his name's Michael O'Brien, but his middle name's Casey, so he goes by Casey O'Brien. Michael, right? Like John Michael. But he's in his 40s and he was a notorious drug trafficker, just I guess a bad guy that's trespassed from everywhere. So a lot of people, like, I have it on the live stream. Somebody told me that, I think it's the live stream, people like me when he says, yeah, the only reason you didn't get a job anywhere is because of your name. People Google your name and that name is trespassed. So they just, I mean, with us, we just threw your application in the shredder because we saw that you were trespassed. And then we found out like a month later that that wasn't you, it was somebody else. But then by then we had hired somebody. What? How y'all doing tonight? I'm all right. I watched Dunkirk. I'm about to watch Poopenheimer tonight, and then I'm gonna drive back in the middle of the night and go see how these 75-mile-per-hour winds did against that mountaintop. And then tomorrow probably fold my laundry. I'm taking 2 of the pavers down the mountain and I'm putting it next to the wood shed, the wood pile, the firewood, and then I'm going to build a wood shed behind the firewood pile. I'm going to throw all the wood in there. The only thing I'm going to leave is the deck, the gazebo, and I might even take the tiles out, or I'll keep the tiles and make it nice. I don't know yet. I want it just so it's really easy to just take everything and then put it under that tarp for the winter. I think best case scenario is that nothing's damaged, but the camper is gone. I would like the camper to be gone as well. They're not happy about the camper there. I would like the camper to be gone as well. But I'd also like to take my cinder blocks and then build like a 10 by 8 cabin with a porch that I actually frame and do OSB plywood and then a subfloor, and then I don't need to insulate it as long as I put the wrap and the tape on the sides like the other sheds have, and then I put actual siding on the sides. And I would just use instead of siding, I would try to thin out maybe some of that there's a lot of dead logs around there's like a whole section of just dead trees that have been dead for a long time. I would try to coat those in something and then take my radial arm saw that I have now and my table saw and cut them all in half. And then I would use, eventually, hopefully I get a nailer, I would use those for the sides, and I might even put it, to make it easier, I might even put it vertically. So I would, ideally, what I'd like to do is make the same mixture that they put on telephone poles to make them last 100 years. It's called creosote. It's like oil. I don't know. It's supposedly not flammable. If I can get like a tub full of that mix, I can just dip the logs in with like some type of clamp thing, a clamp apparatus. I dip it in the creosote and then I can put it up there, and then all the wood is like a telephone pole, not flammable, and it lasts a long time. I don't know if I'm okay to build on that land, but I don't care. I do absolutely nothing. I tell them about God, and I show them undisputable proof of divine orchestration. Then they degenerate until they're angry. People around, I've been saying for a long time, people around me go crazy. The longer, if they talk to me, it would be fine. But sometimes they refuse to even look at me. They won't even look at me. And then they just get angrier and angrier and angrier. It's like I bring out the worst parts of people and force them to confront themselves. That happens a lot. And I think if I don't, I tend to accidentally reflect their own behavior back to them. So they do end up getting mad at themselves. But I'm the test. Nothing but righteous intentions and a willingness to work hard. And all I needed was help. They brag all the time about how wealthy they are. It's a reoccurring theme. I get put around people that talk about how wealthy they are, how much money they make, how successful they are. And it would be just so easy to help, and they don't. Or they do, but it has to be on their own terms, and their terms are usually skewed and weird. And I'm like, this is why Hawaiians need to run the country. I think the whole country should be Hawaiian. Like Ho'oponopono should be taught in schools. It just makes the most sense. Oh, she's young. I think she's in her 20s, and she's working with high ticket clients. She dresses and looks kind of like how you'd expect a Vermont city, like a Burlington person to look. Like she's got a mullet, and she dresses like her profile picture is her in like a Halloween costume and bad makeup and surrounded by girls with hairy armpits. So I'm under the impression she's probably pretty chill, but I think she was hoping I would be a girl, because I didn't realize at first that the group that I joined, because I just joined every Vermont group just to have my algorithm filled with what's happening around the state. And I guess that group was a all girls group, and they just let me in. Probably they saw at a glance, and they probably knew, because Casey's a unisex name. They probably saw the name Casey and were like, I know somebody named Casey, so they added me. So I think she might have looked at my picture and found out I was a dude, so that's why she's not interested. No, I don't care. It's a free country, man. I'm allowed to show you aliens and proof of God, and then tell you that people treat me unusually cruelly. That's all my channel is there's a pattern to my life that's predictable and obvious. I really want to do a lot of great things, and I have great ideas, and I just get up every day and try. And the world seems to be much harsher to me than it is to pretty much everyone else, where I can't really get out of it. I have to stay in this fight, poor, and doing, like living outside of the social norm. And then people treat me really bad. I go until I basically kill myself, or I basically die. And then I'm not really blessed. I'm moved to a new arena. What do you mean see eye to eye with me? What do you mean see eye to eye with me? That don't make no sense to me. Are you saying they're racist? They're dumb and prejudiced? I have to find someone who isn't dumb and prejudiced? Because why would I talk about God at a landscape job. I just put my headphones in and I work hard. It's because I told her I live 2 hours away. But I said I'd be willing to work because it sounds like a good opportunity. But she probably, in her head, was like, he's 2 hours away. He shouldn't be driving 2 hours to work every day. So she found, then I bet a bunch of other people were in my state where there's no jobs. One guy, the guy that gave me that speaker, said he just quit his landscaping job because his owner, or the landscape owner, kept hitting on him. Like he worked at a landscaping job and his owner kept telling him to take his shirt off. And he was like, you might as well take the pants off too. Come on, man, let it out. Let it free. Telling him at the job site, landscaping for high ticket clients, his owner, or the owner, his boss, is hitting on him. So he said he quit. Now he works at Dollar General. And that kind of happened to me twice. I think it's just there's not enough people out here. So people go kind of crazy. Share the same views as us. I don't have any views. I don't have any beliefs or opinions. I just have experiences. Like I walked outside last night and I said, are you guys aliens? And then a gentle brush of light right to left when I asked whatever's out there for right to left, for yes, left to right, for no. And then I got right there. So I said, oh shit. And then I said, are you good? Nothing. Are you benevolent? Nothing. Are you bad? Nothing. And then I said, well, if you're not good, then something as a benevolent, or sorry, as a greater intelligence, you have a higher responsibility to be good. And if not, then I can guarantee you that something greater than you has the responsibility to manage you. And then a rock about this big, right, like 4 to 8 feet in front of me, whoosh, left to right. So I panicked. I was like, what the fuck was that? What the fuck is that? Is it a threat? And then later I realized, nope, there's a tornado warning tomorrow. And when I said you have the responsibility to be benevolent and help us, it warned me about the tornado tomorrow. It told me you should probably get out of there right now. That's not really there's no belief or opinion involved in that. That literally happened. Do you know what I'm saying? He told him not to talk about it and try to be as normal as possible. The guy went down the road of aliens in court and immediately lost the case. So the same happens to jobs. Even if you have these thoughts, you have to hide them, or else they're not going to find the jobs. Well, that's a problem with the judge. I don't think it's appropriate to talk about aliens in court. To be fair, I think that my judge was a piece of shit. I think that most, from what I can see, and I only see white people, so I say white people, just because I haven't seen that behavior in others. I haven't seen that behavior in anybody else. They tend to be cruel and dumb and think that they're smart. They see indifference as a virtue, and they're so trapped in like a playground level intelligence and ego, and they're very combative, transactional, greedy, and cruel. I don't know how the fuck the chief of police in this town has had his job this long. He's a big bullshitter. I think he's bullshitting himself too. Like he might just be so kind of in the going through the motions, he doesn't even realize. Or he doesn't care. He doesn't care that we know that he doesn't care. You know what I'm saying? If I had that job, it would be my responsibility to help everybody, even if it's taxing and it gets old over time because you deal with the same shit every day. Hopefully you can see my track record. I've doing this for years that, you know, I would literally never give up. I just can't give up. I try and it doesn't work. Like, I will go until I literally, the only option is suicide. And I was hoping that if I just kind of grinned and bared it for the long haul, eventually I would get strong enough. But what happens is your mind deteriorates. Like, I made it through it, but I'm definitely not the same as when I started this in 2014. I'm not put together anymore. I have a bunch of dents in my mind. And it's like I've been ripped apart 1,000 times, and I've had to try to put myself back together. They got ripped apart again. So I'm not really sure who I am or what I am or what's real anymore. Cool thing about homelessness is that when you leave collective reality, you can identify their delusion. In the forest, once you can tune into the frequency of the forest, it teaches you, it reminds you, and you become free. And then you can see how trapped everyone else is. And if you keep going long enough, you can see actual entities around them, influencing them, controlling their impulses, making them smoke cigarettes, and tune out anything that might wake them up because it's scary, and they've just been programmed over time to be so far in that cave there, they'll get violent if it challenges. They're afraid of the sun. Strict pearls are not equal to swine policy. I don't know what that means. What that means. Others will allow themselves to use you or me as a living or literal blood sacrifice without hesitation. That's in addition to the data centers literally farming us for vitality, is what Switz just said. Yeah, and they put you in a state where you're not naturally connected to the living forest. But if you go out there, the forest does work to break that away, like you're wounded and it's healing you. Like when I walk through the woods, through a field, through more woods, into the river, and I sit at the river, almost immediately, the forest is starting to work to remake you, to take the bad attachments and connections away and reconnect you to the living forest. Sometimes it's worse than others. Like, at first, my first instance of being so deep in the forest alone was terrifying, and I was very sick for a long time, and it was like it was a harsh ripping me out of society, and I didn't know how to integrate with the woods. So I had to learn over time by being nothing but pain inside. And then I slowly grew into myself again. So I'm not even sure if I'm me at this point anymore. Like, I don't seem anything like me at all. If you were to put 19-year-old Casey next to me, we would be completely different completely different. Like, we're not even the same. I'm not the same person. I have the awareness of my old self. I can still look in through my body from my old self. I can remember how I used to drive and listen to music and create. But it takes a lot of work to put that back in and like let myself get into my body again. Somebody sent me an audio message. I owe the forest everything. It's the only thing that was there for me at the end of the day without expectation. All the forest cared about was did I have a willingness to learn from it? And did I incorporate its teaching? That's all it cared about. Wasn't it cool when I first got there? The robin moved in above my tent, and then at the end of it, the birds were swooping at that cop that was trying to like threaten me and tell me he's going to get as many officers as it needs to rip me out of there and drag me out. And then when the owner came, the birds flew into the cabin and yelled at me to wake up. And I was like, what? And then I got out, and then I felt all the birds projecting the anxiety this way. So I look, and then the owner and the person that's the prospective buyer is just standing over there. And I knew it because the birds literally showed up, told me what they were afraid of. They came to me and said, we're scared of that. So I looked, and it was them. And then I went live. Are you a U.S. veteran? Oh, no. But veterans say that they respect me. And they respect that they say they call it shell shock. They say that I'm shell shocked, like a lot of people they know that came back from war. And they said that it's honorable that I had a righteous cause and that I was trying to help people, and that I had to go through it without training, without people by my side, without mentors, without higher authorities, without like the US, without any money or income from it. And I still, without any of that, I still got up and worked to save people, and I helped people that were dying and fought people trying to hurt people, and I stood up to bullies. Like I've fought for my country against my country. So veterans have expressed that they really respect that. Marines don't, because they're psychos, and I think that they're so far into their own cave they don't really they're not really processing anything but go to work, accumulate money. What is reality but a delusion in itself? The word delusion makes no sense. Everyone is delusional. Everyone has a different reality. And the social norm is not anything I would consider virtuous and respectable and something I'd aspire to want to be a part of. Collective reality, at least in America, seems to be a delusion where you get into a cave as monkeys playing tribal status games, and then eventually, what's the point of that? Becoming a collective monster? You like group together into like a unified thing. Seems boring as fuck. And those people don't think much at the end of the day. And they're never themselves. It's cowardice. I think being delusional is brave. The only way to be your own man is to be delusional. But you have to hold this, you have to assert this, I don't even know what I would call it, where you're aware that you are fluid and constantly changing and you have a strict set thing. Maybe it's called common sense, where no matter what I think, I always have a perspective based off all of my experiences as like a common denominator. So I never lose touch. Because you know, my life has been wandering through the dark forest for a long time. I'm sure that translates to my conscious mind as well. Maybe I manifested it because I really wanted to be Oliver Queen from Arrow 12 years ago, where he got stranded on an island and then lived alone in the woods and then came back as an animal man. I didn't like The Flash. I didn't like Batman. I liked Arrow, which is cool because I'm a Sagittarius. I wanted to be, my favorite hero back in the day was Green Arrow and Daredevil. My favorite superheroes are Green Arrow and Daredevil. Hawk Girl is hot as fuck, though. I want her to hawk Tua. Hey, man. Oh, thank Christ, dude. After I saw your last episode, I was scared for you. Yeah, I drove like 2 hours south to get away from the tornadoes. What do you guys think of changing the title, like the word ownership in terms of land, to responsibility? I don't have ownership of this land. I have the responsibility to care for this land. Because the land is alive. Right when I decided I wanted to go into the building, the guy in there took off. Quarters? Quarters, Harry! You're a bum! Harry! What, Hagrid? You're a bum! I don't want to be a bum! I'm sorry, Harry. You're now dirty, Harry. Get out in the woods. What's that? New York? My New York quarter fell. That's pretty ominous. I dropped the West Virginia and the New York quarter and only those. That's kind of cool. Somebody in New York offered me a job at a church working on a horse ranch at a reservation. And I said, nope, I'd rather be in the woods. I'd rather be on this mountain. And then it got really bad. I had such high hopes for the place, but they just don't care. But for benefit of the doubt, maybe they don't know how to deal with people like me. Where I say, literally, let's just call the owner and say, hey, go out and start saving sex trafficking survivors that are literally the KC. They're literally called the KC. That's their organization's abbreviation. You dig? Bitch. Eat pant. Eat my shorts. Somebody eat my shorts. Somebody eat pant. I demand it. Somebody please. Cha-cha real smooth. Reverse, reverse. People said I let myself go. I think I just grew up a little bit. Well, it smells kind of like mold still, but I don't have the money to do another $6.75 load. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me, lad? This goes in the garbage later. Just throw it here. Jump scare. Huh? Somebody said Cash App? I have a Venmo and a Cash App in my channel description. Cash App is CASEY, the letter O, 9989. My Venmo, CASEY, OBRIEN, 11, the number, 33. You saw how fast I jumped. I was like, can I just read Cash App? Did somebody say Cash App? Once I do get shirts in, and I'm starting to make these shirts, everybody that's donated gets a free shirt, for real. Like, I'll go back through the past 2 years and send people free shirts. I also kind of want to make 3D printed action figures of me from 2024, where I have the bear with all the cool stuff and the slice of pizza, and then Casey in the Hawaii shirt, and then one of them has like a bear, and I've got like a lantern when I was going through the woods every night chasing the bear, and then I want one. There's a bunch of crows around me, and I'm going, yeah! And then you can just stick that shit like on your computer desk, like a Casey bobblehead, where you press a button, and it goes, stop it, crows! I think that'd be pretty cool. Button that says, stop it, crows, another button that says, inbred lemon cake monkey. Shit's it was a lot of money for this, I'm not gonna lie. I do have enough to get back though. I think I have $15 left. And it usually takes me 20 to get back, but I think I can manage. Or I just get up there and then hunker down. Oh, I have Heather Heather sold a bunch of shirts and sent me a check, so that's actually up there in the mail. So it's not a lot, but for me it's a lot. Dunkirk. Let me check. I will have phone service on the 22nd. Will be what that money goes towards. Not drugs or vapes or nothing. Actually, tomorrow, I might be doing a study at a college. I signed up for it, and I have an interview where they're going to, once I run out of my geek bars, they're going to buy me geek bars, and then I just have to go to the college and do tests on how it affects me, and then slowly they're going to change it to a different e-cigarette brand, so they will be supplying e-cigarettes for me. And I don't know about payment for it, I don't know anything about that yet, but it will be covering the e-cigarettes, which is cool. And they said they made it clear this is not about quitting. This is about alternative different things and their effects. We're not trying to help you quit e-cigarettes. We're trying to study its effects. So I was like, I didn't want to quit, but at the end of the day, I probably would have. I've been caving for the past few months and buying vapes. I might as well. If I do high temp, is it going to shrink? Can y'all let me know if I do high temp, is it going to shrink? Shampoo, I hardly know her. If you do high temperature, does that make it shrink or is it cool? Okay, I'll do medium temp. What's with this fly left to right in my vicinity? What message do you bring, wise fly? Eat poop. Eat poop. Eat poop and bite people when they're not looking. Thank you, wise fly. Very wise wisdom from the lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes, sábado, domingo. Lunes, martes. What the hell are you doing when lunes, martes? Where will you be when lunes, martes? Who will you be when sábado and domingo? Because I'll tell you for certain that I will never be jueves, but I have huevos. Quavo! Huncho! Where's my vape, bro? I'm gonna go get my guitar and my vape. I lost my vape somewhere. That's no bueno. 9 people stayed. What up? What the fuck are you guys up to? What are your lives like? Do you have families? Do you guys have like a house and a porch? hiding from unspoken rules, fighting for some broken purpose. I'll never be good enough, but I'm dying to be. I've been talking to a 45, and I think it agrees with me. It ain't my fault they kicked me my whole life and left me out dysfunctioning. And I wish you would call me back. I can hear you hide the truth. We got something wrong inside, and that's why I'm in love with you. I can't save you, no matter how hard I try. We're out of time, too many burnt pages of the stories we'd hide inside. And I can't change you, no matter how far we try. We can't leave behind the troubles we're trapped inside. You were my whole way of life, the new world, Bonnie and Clyde. Ain't no one could stop us if they tried. I protect my cabin with railroad spikes, so I can try to find some sleep. But something out there keeps on trying, and it's gonna get me one of these nights. So send me off my broken boat, captain of a hopeless dream. Match my rhythm and hold me one last time. Leave that launch and pray the sea's good to me. 'Cause I've been talking to the stars and I think they agree with me. It ain't my fault you ain't did me right. I dodged that bullet, but it left a hole or two. I can't save you, no matter how hard I try. We're out of time. Too many burned pages of the stories we'd hide inside. And I don't blame you for taking off sometimes, but I can't leave with what's in those lion eyes. You were my whole way of life, the new world, Bonnie and Clyde. Ain't no one could stop us if they tried. We knew this car's gonna die, and it'll putter out at the lights. That the end of the road is barely getting by. And now we're just the tracks we left behind. hiding from unspoken rules, fighting for some broken purpose. I'll never be good enough, but I'm dying to be. I've been talking to a 45, and I think it agrees with me. It ain't my fault they kicked me my whole life and left me out dysfunctioning. I wish you would call me back so I can hear you hide the truth. We got something wrong inside, and that's why I'm in love with you. I can't save you, no matter how hard I try. We're out of time. Too many burnt pages of the stories we hide inside. And I can't change you, no matter how far we try. We can't leave behind the troubles we trapped inside. You were my whole way of life, the new world, Bonnie and Clyde. And ain't no one that can stop us if they try. I protect my cabin with railroad spikes, so I can try to find some sleep. But something up there keeps on trying, and it's gonna get me one of these nights. So send me off my broken boat, captain of a hopeless dream. Match my rhythm and hold me one last time. Leave that launch and pray the sea's good to me. 'Cause I've been talking to the stars at night, and I think they agree with me. It ain't my fault you ain't did me right. I dodged that bullet, but it left a hole or two. I can't save you, no matter how hard I try. We're out of time. Too many burnt pages of the stories we hide inside. And I don't blame you for taking off sometimes, but I can't leave with what's in those lying eyes. You were my whole way of life, the new world, Bonnie and Clyde. Ain't no one can stop us if they try. But we knew this car's gonna die, and it'll putter out at the lights. At the end of the road is barely getting by. And now we're just the tracks we left behind. The ding right when it ended, the church bell went off. thought I'd be alive by now and I would save the world somehow and you'd come back and see my name in lights. Life is short and what I found, everything just fizzles out. All that grows only gets old and dies. I won't come back and tell you all my options fell through. You could say you saw it right. You welcomed me with open arms, love me and then break my heart, leave me there and run off with my life. We used to be on fire, now we're all just liars, hiding from the truth about ourselves. I'm going too fast. Like mosquitoes on a mountainside, we all waste the gift of flight, hunting for the love of someone else. I can't see well, I can't breathe. They said I would be a millionaire, live my whole life in the air, profit off the children's hearts and minds. But when they sat me in the room, my hero sang a different tune. All I saw was evil in their eyes. So you can keep your pretty lies, tears that look like crocodiles, sell it to somebody else. Maybe soon I'll see you and do what you did to me. Love you, leave you, let you rot in hell. Used to be on fire, now we're all just liars, hiding from the truth about ourselves. Like mosquitoes in the river, if you want fun your dinner, unless you use a chemical to help. Well, I can't see well, I can't breathe, I don't sleep well, without you here with me. I love you, I hate you, I miss you, you missed me, I love you, you love it, you need me. I thought I would be the king by now and save the world. It's funny how I wound up in the woods all by myself. The friends I fought to save only care of reputation. Now they're stuck screaming in the sickest show and tell. It turns out they all suck and now I'm happy that you stuck. Where were you when I was crying out for help? You wrote me off as nothing, but now that I get money, suddenly you care about my mental health. We were fearless, running wild, singing songs around the fire. Now you're living in whatever lie that helps. Like mosquitoes in the cities, we need blood and it ain't pretty, chasing a light that kills ourselves. I can't see well, I can't breathe, I don't sleep well, without you here with me. I love you, I hate you, I miss you, you missed me, I bug you, you're annoying, can I kiss you, fly away again. Don't tell me after everything I've been through, the hells that I've been sent to, I should just give up and get a life. The world put me through so much, I can barely function. It takes everything to just get up and try. Fuck it, I'll wear that blue collar or waste my life for dollars. Maybe find love when I'm 45. Sit there in a shitty house, listen to you bitch about all the things you're too afraid to try. Maybe then I'll feel a spark, finally open my heart up and take off in the woods again. Clouds and passing rain keep me trapped inside a cave, dreaming about when I'm on stage. Something clicks and I finally find my place. But I know one day soon the spotlight shining down on us all are gonna fall. Will they love me for all my flaws or judge me for all my faults? And maybe I would be someone if I didn't waste my whole life lying down, freaking out about the things I can't figure out. I climbed up that mountain and I found out we got it all wrong. The view is cool, but they only play sad songs. And I sat down with the superstars, and they told me they'd rather lose it all than be anyone who could do anything. Maybe it's a trap, and being famous ain't all that. 'Cause every step you climb is a sacrifice, and the farther you rise, the further up you got left to die. Until you're sat atop your pile of trophies alone, and begging God why. And he'll show you the mountains, he'll show you the trees, he'll show you the fire and how it burns freezing. He'll beat you and break you and leave you disabled, unable to speak. And he'll kick you and rape you and make them all hate you till all you feel are chips in your teeth, cutting holes in your cheek. Well, they all laugh till everyone falls to their knees. Then he'll take you by a riverside with the birds and the bees. He'll show you the kids and what they saw on their screens, while their parents argued about Ponzi schemes. He'll show you you, and he'll show you me, and everything I did to help you see before I gave up on you. And it broke my heart too, but it set me free. So if you need to, I won't compete. I'll exit stage left and let you play the lead. You can be the king of make-believe. When you find it ain't all that it's cracked up to be, you won't find me. 'Cause I'll be in Hawaii. Thunder clouds and passing rain keep me trapped. Well, the cops and the cunts and the creeps and the crows all want the same thing, to rip and tear at your soul. So before the morning comes, something else can come and try and grab a hold and take control, and now they own you. When I was just a boy, they all told me I was blessed, and something about me means I'm meant for success. Now they all talk shit behind my back, put a target, told the town I'm hooked on crack, and I'm messed up in the head, not even meds, because I don't want to work a stupid fucking job and pretend I have a boss. Well, I grew up poor in a ski resort town where we all made money by eliminating frowns, and I think it's kind of funny how these whites are so proud, but when the rich men come around, they all keep their head down and submit just like a dog. And when I can't get to sleep, I think of old folks' homes where those spiteful little bullies cry until they die alone, 'cause the world they built by beating others only did them wrong, 'cause no one taught them how to love. And I hope that they see me on my Indian scout when I take their little girls on a ride around town. And they have to bitch to God 'cause the nurse don't care to hear them cry about it, 'cause she's on TikTok showing off her butt. And when they're on their deathbed, I hope that they see my face when whatever tortures me shows them all the love I gave, trying to help them sing and clap along to my broken-hearted songs. Hey, 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 hey. And before they meet their grave and the good Lord takes them away, I hope the final breath they take is followed by a list of names, and somewhere along the way, again I'm sorry in an island from their estate. And the cops and the cunts and the creeps and the crows will have another friend to follow everywhere I go. And I'm so grateful for him, cause without him I wouldn't have ever known the value that I hold. Well, I hear voices in my head that gets worse when I get out of bed. And I don't trust I'll find a love who understands. So leave me be and let me smoke my cigarettes. Cause deep inside I'd rather be dead. Cause I make choices that lead to dead ends, led by a broken mind afraid of itself. And I just can't find no one who can look at me with respect. Cause the cops gave me trauma and the crows ate the rats. I don't know how to be human again, so don't talk to me, cause I'm tired of pretending all good things should end. Well, it's been hard to catch my breath, running from knowing I won't see you again. But sometimes something way out there says to be grateful for the simple little moments we spend. Maybe it's better that you're a voice in my head. Cause all these voices in my head get so beautiful you couldn't comprehend. And they tell me one day you'll see me somewhere out there with the best. And you'll all come back and want to be my friend. But for now I'm a monster that haunts at 3 a.m. Okay, I gotta stop before they call the cops on me. Halfway through that I realized, oh shit, they probably have the window open because they don't have AC. Like, I wasn't sure if this AC was on or if the window was open. But it looks like they did have the window closed with the AC on, which is good for me because the whole town would have heard me screaming. Every day I feel less and less. Yeah, this needs the rest of my quarters, mayhaps. Oh, fuck. I put all my quarters into the wrong dryer, bro. I put it into this one. So I used this dryer. I wasted like... 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I wasted $1. And I'm on my last dollar. Fuck. Where'd all my cash go? I spent $20 fucking here. I know I have more quarters somewhere. I've got to have more quarters around, man. What did you do with my quarters, man? I put it in the wrong fucking thing, dude. I don't want to grow up. Oh my god, it's King Mosquito. They're on to me. Who told you I was here? That's the motherfucking Lord of the Flies. Sometimes something way out there says to be grateful for the simple little moments we spent. Unless I can't find my vape, and then I'm going to freak out. I'm not. I'm well aware that our relationship is that of Regina George and her followers, and that I am just a mean girl at this point. I'm aware. I'm a shit-talking, gossiping mean girl. It was never supposed to end this. This was never supposed to, this was not the plan.
I was supposed to be like IShowSpeed, but it would be Casey. Casey flirts with Yana. Casey punches Lacey in the gut, and then they run a mile together. Casey and IShowSpeed do backflips off a boat in Venice, Italy. It was not supposed to be quarterback. Darren what? For cancer creator. Menards? That sounds familiar. I don't know where Menards is though, but I've heard Menards. What is Menards? Remember when I used to shovel this? And I got mad because I was suffering and the guy was like, I have all this money. You really want to be everyone's favorite homeless guy? And I was like, no, but I don't have any money. So what am I have nothing to do. And then I remember when I took an ice pick and I got rid of this whole section that was covered in a 2-inch thick sheet of ice. And then I just left this. I thought I used to shovel it. I used to shovel it back, but then the ice formed here and it just got thicker and thicker. And I was like, they told me at first I was welcome here and I could come anytime and play the guitar, take a shower. And then it became, we need to start setting expectations of Casey. He can't just be sitting in the other room playing the guitar in this massive empty building during the day when he's not shoveling. He needs to go back out into the tent. Oop, the popo's here. Are you watching my stream? Could you possibly be watching my stream and you wanted to stream snipe me? Or are you busy? I hope it's the latter. Speaking of ladders, it looks like they're getting on pretty nicely with this. I don't know what they're doing here. You can't even see it. They've got like a greenhouse plastic sheet over some structure and they have 2x4s on it. It looks like they're extending out the basement or something. Possibly the green room. Here's the shovel. Is it broken? Do you have a couple screws loose? Nope, it looks like they fixed it with nice screws, not the ones that fall out. That's pretty cool. And I used to sit here and, oh, they even have a cigarette butt can. So homeless people can smoke too. Fuck ice. Or 20 guy they were looking for was just some random dude that was brown. And they fucking shot this 26-year-old in front of his 3-year-old daughter. Didn't do anything. He literally did nothing. They just pulled up and shot him in broad daylight in front of everybody. And Asmongold is crying and he says, fuck them, do it. I hope they do it more. Kill them all. And he's crying when he says it. And I'm like, what do they have on you? What did you get so much power that Bibi Netanyahu will turn you into, they'll cancel you as like, they'll make you out to be a pedophile and you go to jail for 20 years. They'll just hack your phone and manufacture a conversation with a child or something so that you get in trouble for CP if you don't do their agenda. I used to think it was just that Asmongold wanted to be on Joe Rogan, but now I'm like, I think they literally are blackmailing him because he was crying. You can find the clip of Asmon reviewing David Guerrera in Biddeford. And I used to live in Biddeford. I used to live at Old Orchard Beach, which is like 5 miles from Biddeford. Imagine me hanging out and then somebody pulls up and shoots me for no reason because they're looking for somebody else. And then they don't get, like, ICE admitted, because I used to think that like out in the cities everything was different, and that here in New England we had common sense.
and that we do the right thing. But now I don't trust that at all. I think that it's the contrary. I think that New England actually enjoys doing the wrong thing. Like, they actually are intelligent enough to know the difference. They do have common sense, but they enjoy doing the wrong thing. They like hurting people. Here comes the hail. Here comes the hail and the tornadoes. Sometimes something way out there says. I'm glad they put this AC in. It used to be way too hot in here. That's nice. I won't stand in front of it though, because I'm polite and kind and hot and smart. Kendra said that I was hot and smart, I guess. I haven't found the post yet, but Bender got really mad and he said that I said that I was hot and smart, pretending to be a 40-year-old woman. No, I was an 18-year-old girl that I gave my shit to, and she was pretending to be a 40-year-old woman. Sometimes I look like an Irish peasant, and sometimes I look like a Native American war chief. My skin, even I could, like last year, I could stand out in the sun for 10 minutes, and then I would just be like dark. Here, it's like no matter how long I stand in the sun, I'm pale as fuck. So I think the vape is making me sick. I think I have like 1% of a geek bar is equivalent of 50 cigarettes, and I've gone through dozens of vapes. 50 times 100 is 5,000 cigarettes. And I smoke about a geek bar a week, 500 cigarettes a week, equivalent of chemicals. My body's fucked. I like wake up at night and I'm in, my body is like trying to, like one time I threw up dead cells. Like in the middle of the night I woke up and I thought it was heartburn, but then I just threw up a bunch of like disgusting, rotted, cancer probably filled cells. I need to quit this shit. My body, like I think if I went on a run, like I'm not even sure I felt my legs in like years from smoking. I need to quit. But I'm doing this test with a college that they might provide they might provide compensation of some kind. I don't know how much. You sleep in my van, you sleep in your van and wash your clothes at the river? Yeah, there's just nowhere where I live where there's a river I could do that. There's one big lake, but everyone around the lake is really wealthy, and they're like, you never see boats on it because people don't like the sound because it reverberates. And I haven't really found a good river. There is one, potentially, but I think it's all runoff from the farm pretty often, like the river smells. And I haven't found a good place along the lake where a rich person isn't living and spending their summer there right now. Here though, like in this area, for sure I could have done it, but I didn't want to put the chemicals in the lake or in the river. Like I didn't like using shampoo and body wash and then going in the river because I could feel the chemicals hurting the fish. I'd been outside so long out there in the woods that I could feel the chemicals disturbing the water and that I didn't like it. I can hate folding my laundry, man. So ever since I started talking to my body with my mind every day in meditation, optimize my sober routines, just think about what you need and research a little and begin to. I mean, I do that. Now lost 60 pounds and back to my healthy state and stuff. That's great, dude. I have, when I close my eyes, the people that had hurt me in the past are still there, and they're still doing it. I can't make it go away. Just what they did to me is just right there at all times. Every time I close my eyes, it's just right there. And if I try to have a boundary over it, but then it seems like if I even give it any attention at all, it makes it more powerful. So I try to ignore it, but then I find myself becoming those people where it literally takes over sometimes. And I don't know, maybe ayahuasca, talking to a therapist didn't work. It just gave it more power. I don't know how to make it stop. Because it feels like if I let go, the thing feels like it wins. If I just let it go with whatever, it feels like it's happy and prideful that it got something over me, that I feel like empty, like I'm letting it win. Like it had done what it wanted to do to me. And then it never goes away anyway because the people are stalking me. I guarantee you they're watching this right now. They're obsessed with me. The biggest mistake was telling people outside of the YouTube channel about the YouTube channel. I shouldn't have told anybody that I had this. I shouldn't have gotten my IRL life involved with the YouTube, because it messed their minds up. They were already really messed up, and the relationship was like disgusting and narcissistic and had nothing to do with me. They were already like parasitic, potentially sexually abusive, without being physical, like emotionally sexually abusive, the way that they don't understand what they're saying in the relationship they're trying to build. It's disgusting, bro. Like they're out of their mind, and then they make it sexual. It's weird. It was really weird. And then that narcissistic whatever, as my numbers on my channel grew, so did their psychosis. Like they would start actively working to destroy me. And like the whole point is that I just need help. And there's no help available. I need a place in the woods where I can hide. And then it's mine and I own it. And then I can make it cool and better. And then I can work out, get buff, and create things. I would really like to buy Vivek's cabin. And then haul all the stone. Because I've got a guy that will bring an excavator and a bulldozer, and he'll do it for free. He would give me he owns it, so he would come down with me once I got this place, and he would help me build it. I've got a guy with an excavator and a bulldozer. If I get Vivek's cabin up there, he would help me create an easement to bring my car in, and then a pathway up, and then I could just bring all the shit from the cross, because fuck those people, they're terrible to me. And then I could fulfill the prophecy when I used to make music videos, and I wrote a TV show about this hillside in the woods where there's a stone keep. And then 6 months later I found that the same hillside that I drew. Instead of a stone keep, it was a timber frame corrugated metal shack. But then there was a wheelbarrow that said Rock River on it, and then I keep going, and there's a fucking river that was cut through from hurricanes, and then the rocks under it are exposed, so it's just huge rocks. And I have a guy with an excavator and a bulldozer. So we could crane that shit, put it in a dump thing, and then just haul it over, and I could build a stone keep out there. But I don't know how to get the money, and then the guy won't talk to me because he's a nut job, bro. I'd have to show up with like 30 grand and be like, here, I have 30 grand right now. I know you want to sell it. Can I give you 30 grand? This is my income, look. I don't know how to do it. Well, let's do the math. If I make $15 profit on a t-shirt that I sell for $30, I'd have to sell 1,000 $30 shirts and then get in trouble with taxes. because I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't pay him. I wouldn't pay him till I bought the land. And I'd be like, yeah, but there was a gift. They were gifts. Or Mr. Millionaire Justin, who's a multimillionaire who watches, help me buy the land. It can be in your name, and I pay it off later. And you can have an asset to leverage for credit or whatever. If Justin's really a multimillionaire, I wish that he would help me buy a plot of land on a mountain. Will Survive says that nobody else lives on his road. So I have a feeling I could find the land that Will Survives lives on. Because it's right near where Demon Hunter lives. Will Survives is like really close to where Demon Hunter lives. I could go down there and find Will Survives land and then buy the land next door and then do my own content. How cool would that be, man? Where Will Survives is building a cabin in the woods and then I'm recruiting 100 homeless people to come dig up rocks and then build stone, and I'm inviting all my subscribers and we just fucking rip up the rocks and start building a castle next door. But I'd have to get the money for that. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it, man. I know Justin's a multimillionaire. There's a guy named Will who watches Robbie Taggart, and he said he's a multimillionaire. I don't, other than their own mental illness, I don't see what, there's no real net negative to giving me 30 grand if you're a multimillionaire. It's the same as if I have $1,000 and I give somebody $30. That's what $30,000 is to someone that's worth $1 million. It's the same thing as if you had $1,000 and you gave somebody $30. But $30,000 would change my entire life forever. But they sit there and watch Casey suffer. I don't get it. They watch my brother die, and they watch me cry because I couldn't save him because I didn't have enough money to get land. They watched holding on to millions of dollars. I don't get it. I'm not a bad person. If there's anyone to deserve it, probably me, man. Because it's all about other people. Somewhere way out there with the beds. You'll come back, you want to be my friend. Down upon the river. It's beautiful, you couldn't go, yeah. Just back to trimming my dog's hair. He doesn't do groomers. I fell asleep indoors. Good. Yeah, it looks like it only rained here for a few minutes, but I think that means that the storm is just hitting where the camper is. So I'm waiting. My phone charge is really slow. Waiting for the laundry to get done. Got like 30 more minutes. Folding it all, putting it away, checking the weather, see if the storm's gone. Heading back up, and then Patrick sent me $40. I might spend that $40 buying a, well, I guess this moth says no. The moth says no. And he flew away. I thought about changing the locks to the camper. I also thought about saving up before I get a cordless nail gun, buying a cordless sawzall, and then cutting. There's a part of the camper that's been left open for years, and the wood is not great. The insulation in there is really molded, and the corrugated metal is really bent and looks bad. I might just sawzall that whole section out and then frame it, because it's not going anywhere. The camper wheels are all popped. So then I on top of the motorhome or the camper frame, I frame it, put 2 windows and a door, and then a porch, and then steps, so that I can lock the door, because I can't lock the door to the camper. If that camper door is locked, nobody's ever getting into it. Because the key is in Missouri, and I don't know, imagine you're 90 years old and you entrust a 100-acre property, and your goal for the property is for it to be an apocalypse shelter for Christians should revelations happen, or some type of event like COVID or the Holocaust or something. I don't know the Holocaust, I meant like Armageddon or nuclear apocalypse. And it's for that. It's for people to escape and then rebuild society, is what he said. And then imagine you also have that property. It's supposed to be where people can go to find God, and they called it Soul's Rest. It's a place where you rest and you heal, and then you can go back out. It's like a sanctuary. Then somebody shows up, and you get a call and says, hey, a guy tried to kill himself because he's been homeless for 12 years, and he has just been getting kicked out of every place he goes, and he's a really nice guy. He's just here on the property. Do you want to talk to him? And then you call him, and he says, yeah, I have this thing where everywhere I go, it's the same exact names, and it doesn't feel real. Like, I go this place, and Casey and Ray are there, and then I go to the next place, and the first people I meet are Casey and Ray, and then I go to the next place, and the first people I meet are Casey and Ray, and then it always ends violently, and I'm never really given any help. It just kind of gets me to the next place, and I have all these things I really want to do, but I'm struggling to function. So you let him stay there, because as he's talking, he says that his dream in life is to have a property that's a sanctuary to help people through, and then heal and find God, and then go back out in the community. It's exactly what you wanted for the property. And then all of a sudden, what do you think happened to make him never answer my phone calls ever again? And then the people that show up that are supposed to be the caretakers of the property get in my face and try to fight me, lie to people about me, trying to get the church to kick me out, and they won't because they're not the owner. The daughters show up, the owner's daughters, and they call me, is that the individual? They brag about how much money they have. When I ask them for help, they essentially say fuck you and then just walk away. What the fuck? And I'm there, I'm the only one there that cares about what the owner wants, who is dying. He is like 90. They say he's gonna get 6 months to live every 6 months. I seem to be the only person that cares about that kind man's legacy. That he won't, whatever they said to him, he won't even answer my calls now. Which is a Christian-based thing, and they're bearing false witness against their neighbor and then lying. Those are two of the biggest sins you can do. And also coveting and greed. They're not Christian at all. They're shitting in their God's face. They gave their life to this God, and then they're shitting in his face. Why don't they see me as... Why do they think that my existence is a negative on them? I think God is way smarter than all of us, and he's way funnier than all of us. I think God likes the idea of them showing up and finding a turd in the center of the field up there. My turd. If I sold action figures of myself, it would be Fat Crybaby Casey. It would be it would be like the U2's figures, where they're kind of like pop figures, but the head isn't that as big. It's not huge like that. It would be me with the Hawaii shirt and the guy surfing on the waves. The 2025 Casey, where I've got the Hawaii shirt and the guitar. 2024 Casey, where my hair is like crazy, and I've got like one tear running down my eye, and I'm standing on a rock in the shirt with the bear on it, like this, and I've got a crow on my shoulder and a crow on my next to me on the rock. And a tent next to me. I would sell the blue alien. Casey looking over at a blue alien in the woods. And then the 2023 King of the Crackheads character, where I got the snapback with the crown, and then my name embroidered in the polar bear on the front, and black hoodie in the summertime with the bomber jacket with the golden right to left, left to right, right to left, left to right birds on the chest part, and then the golden tin boots, and the machete at my side. And then brain damage Casey, where my hair is buzzed almost, and I'm just looking like this, frozen in place while there's the dark forces attached to me and my cat's freaking out. So maybe I'd have it like with every $100 donation, you get a shirt, you get a hoodie, and then you get a chance at one of the 4 Caseys. So then the next time I drop a shirt and a hoodie, you buy them, you get a chance to get one of the 4 Caseys. And it's just like every time you get a $100 donation, you get a collectible of some kind. That'd be really cool. It's too hot. I can't tell if it's raining or not out there. And my phone is only at 10%. You participate, yeah? Well, I'll have to go out and get my computer and we can figure it out. Let me get my computer. It literally rained for 2 seconds. Linda, have you seen the shirts? I only have one shirt so far that I'm happy with. This was thanks to the guy that sent, I think his name is Dane Ring. Sent me about $400 total, and I spent it on a gazebo, gas, screws, 2x4s, and a computer. Or sorry, 2x6s and 2x4s. One 2x6x10, and then a couple 2x4x8s, I think. Something like that. So I could build that awning. Why won't you connect to the internet? Please connect to the internet, please. Please. Please connect to the internet, please. People take their jobs too seriously, and then they call me delusional. You live in a pretend world. You pretend like your made-up job has like necessities to your character, and you live in that all day trying to keep that standard up. Where people value humility and realness over that any day. Are they doing the festival this year? On September 6th, they're doing the Celtic Fest again. Tickets are $60. Will anybody be here that I know? Nope. I would go if Cassie and Maggie were going, because I like Cassie and Maggie. I don't really feel like going. If I had $5 to dump in her lap, I would definitely. I feel like I don't even though they, even though they didn't treat me great, I still feel like giving them more than they deserve, I think, is the best way to put it. Should I transfer you over to here? The Wi-Fi is pretty slow.
Hey guys, I've been messing with the crows for a half hour.
That's what I sound like? What the fuck? Dude needs to get laid. I immediately went to go check Marketplace. What are you looking at? Leave me alone. Fuck you. Get out of here. I'm like the crow now. What was I doing? I was going on YouTube. I'm recreating the Backrooms movie in Minecraft. Alright, I'm gonna end this and then move over to the YouTube, to my computer.